Meeting moving. And it's one meeting. One meeting, everyone. It's a respect thing. Please, let's be respectful. Let's be that way.
If you running for mayor, respect
Okay. Thank you. All right.
All right, I just want to make sure. I'm Carolyn Horn from WWJ News Radio 915. We are going to get started on this panel here. Looks like on the panel, we're going to just go straight down the line. Everyone will get 1 minute to introduce themselves so we can start just one. We're going to start on the far right here. Or maybe, where's the microphone? Okay. You want to start us off? Okay.
Hey, everybody feel today? Feeling good?
Good evening, 5th District, 7th Precinct. How everybody feel today? I am District 5 Police Commissioner and I'm running for City Council. I was once the youngest police commissioner in the country when I was elected in 2013. I stood up for civil rights. I stood up for community oversight. We got the job done during our tenure in office, and we're going to continue to fight for this district, for what's right. And when we take office in our first 100 days, we're going to open up the Coleman Young Recreation Center to be our district office to serve the people. We're also going to have a satellite office on the north end over in the Considine Center because we want to be able to be a reach to you as far as our services. But more importantly, we still have work to do. We've been on the battlefield. We've been tested the past 12 years. We still standing strong. We still standing firm. Do you hear me, District 5? Are you with me, D5?
That's time. You can pass it to the next person.
I'm gonna hold on to this one. This is kind of hot right here. Good evening, everyone. My name is Michael Richard. I purposely told my staff not to pass out any of my literature because I'm home and most of you know me. The ones that don't know me, I'm Michael Richard from this church, this area, Northeastern High School. I grew up in this area. You probably heard me talk about John Conyers when I worked for him, Bob Rose Collins. I represented DOT, the City of Detroit Law Department, and just recently, Wayne County Veteran Services. I represented them. Now I'm representing myself. I'm here to make Detroit a better place. Google my name, Michael Stephen Richard, for those of you who don't know me. For those of you that do know me, thank you very much. I love you all, and you'll get more information from me shortly. Thank you.
Good evening, and thank you to the officers once again. Most of them I know, some of them I know, some of them I don't know, some I don't want to know. I'm just kidding. Since they're hosting us, thank you so much. But look, let me say something to you. Everybody keeps saying, why are you running? Why are you not back at the White House? You know I'm not back at the White House. But I am still traveling with the 62 Black Caucus members. When I see all of the opportunities that we could have in Detroit, and we don't, I'm sick of these people talking about 12 years and we in this truck we in. I don't understand how they can come to us and talk about being in a position and we can't go to the gas station without being robbed. We can't go to the grocery store without being worried about getting carjacked. We can't do most of what normal people can do without looking behind our back. We've got to change that, and you change that by the policies and the budget. Coleman Young fought for black inclusion, black contractors. We were up to 67%.
That is time.
We're down to less than 20%. and I want to be the change to make the difference.
All right.
Hello everyone, my name is Tajana Jackson.
I'm sorry, I'm glad y'all want to know. I'm glad I want to see if you was listening. I'm Gary Hunter. Some of you know me as Reverend Gary Hunter. Some of you know me as the owner of the Shot newspaper that y'all get at your old bit. Yeah, that's me. The photographer. I was with President Obama for 7 years, the whole 8 years.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Hunter. Yes.
Hello everyone, my name is Tajana Jackson, born and raised in Detroit, District 5. My main reason in running has to do with community. I always was involved in community. I really got deeply involved when I was nominated as president of my neighborhood association. That was, to me, a training ground to city council. I had to be in between. I was a liaison between my neighbors and the council, so I fought hard. I fought against a lot of development that was happening there that would have negatively impacted the neighborhood. I talked to one of the developers personally. They decided they were gonna move to another location, and it was all in good standing. I'm an educator at the Charles H. Wright Museum. I've taught African American history for 7 years now. Going over that history, all the way from ancient Africa in the 1500s to modern day Detroit, has also given me a great vision to run for city council.
All right.
District 5, thank you.
Good evening again, everyone. Sorry about that. But you're live. God is good. My name is Whitney Clark. I am a write-in candidate for Detroit City Council, and I'm running for City Council because all of the candidates that you've heard from have been talking about work that needs to be done. Well, I represent the type of people that are going to get the work done. The reality is that we need leaders who can appeal to the generation of people that are missing in this room. When we talk about protecting our seniors, when we talk about fighting for higher quality of education, when we talk about managing our own assets, we are going to have to engage the next generation. And so my plan is very thorough about increasing the housing stock, using this platform, even though it is not the platform by which we control the school board, but using this platform to ensure that we have quality in our schools. Again, I'm fighting for trades in our schools. I'm ensuring that the quality of life is improved because we're fighting for the contracts. Thank you guys so much. Whitney Clark, right in District 5.
Good evening, everyone. How's everybody in D5 doing tonight? I'm James Harris. I'm Chief Harris with the City of Detroit Fire Department. Why am I running for City Council at large? Because I love people, number one. I love safety, number two. You're talking about a kid that was raised on the west side of Detroit, and I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for my grandparents. My granddad got out of World War II. He bought a house. And a lot of people heard of Bewick and Mack. But my grandparents bought a house on Garland and Mack. And that's 1 block east of Bewick. And I grew up skating at Eastland, over on Manistee, at the skate rink, at Skateland. And I think, Royal Skateland, and I think the kids should still be able to walk up there like we did. They should be able to go to the park with their pets and be safe. And I think our seniors, when they retire, the key word is retire, not taking a job being a politician for 50 years. They should be able to retire and in their twilight years live good and shouldn't be off their back. They shouldn't be having to pay high taxes, high utilities. They should be living good because they've earned it. James Harris, City Council at large.
Good evening, Citizens Council. My name is Renata Miller, giving honor to those amazing police officers in neighborhood patrol from our district. You guys are doing a fine job. We appreciate everything that you do. And the council that have started and invited us here today. I am running because the 3.5 years that I did not walk and I was bedridden, I saw gentrification coming into our city. I saw our seniors being taxed out, residents' taxes going up at the expense of property values going up, but the inside of the houses were dilapidated, they're falling apart, and people needed roofs. I saw youth being pushed to the side, and I saw the money that has been spent in our downtown not coming to the neighborhoods. I said enough is enough. Somebody need to be bold, somebody need to advocate, somebody need to be without fear. But when you look at Channel 10, I tell everyone, what do you see? it only takes 5 votes. So you need to pick your people to accommodate the people that's running, because that's the only way we're going to accomplish anything. So I am not bought, sold out, or paid for by anyone. I owe no one anything. And I don't even know many of the people that's in office are running.
That is time.
I will say that I am my own person. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. My name is George Adams. I'm born and raised in the city of Detroit. Why am I running? I'm running because my mother raised me to be a servant in my community. She's here tonight. She's 82. I served her when she had a stroke, when she had a quadruple bypass. And I understand what it is like to serve your mother, serve a senior, and look out for seniors, and go advocate for them so they can have the best health care. I want to take that experience into the office of council and advocate for seniors. I also want to advocate for youth. I advocate for youth in my neighborhood. They wanted a park on one of the 40 acres of vacant land, and I developed that park. One of the young people is here today that is enjoying that park. So I am here to fight for the community. I've been doing neighborhood development in the community in the Virginia Park neighborhood. I've introduced over $7 million of economic impact into my community. I've created over 100 jobs in my community. So that has given me the experience to take that to the next level, to be able to influence the entire district of the city of Detroit. I am willing to work. I'm a community servant, not a politician. I'm here to work. I'm here to work. I'm here to work. I'm here to work for you.
That is time.
All right. So thank you so very much. I'm Mary Waters, your at-large council member. I represent the whole dig. Former state representative, charter commissioner, first African-American female floor leader in the history of the Michigan House of Representatives, also a former teacher as well. And let me tell you, since I got to city council, I don't talk a lot, I do a lot. And many of you probably already know my work ethic. So I'm not here to defend it, but I'm here to say that we still have work to do. And I want to share with you a lot of things, and I think I have done that already with some of you. All the work that I've done in this past 3.5 years. I didn't go there to play. I went there to work on behalf of seniors, children in our neighborhoods, and I've done that. And I hope I get an opportunity to share some of those things with you tonight, including my $203 million housing initiative. We can do it, folks. We can continue to make progress.
Okay, everyone kind of touched on what their experience is, but someone in the audience wants a more in-depth answer for that. So we'll start with Ms. Waters. What is your experience with city government? And that'll be everyone else's question. You get 45 seconds. A lot of people up here, so that's fine.
All right, well, my experience is I've been serving for the past 3.5 years. I came up with $203 million housing initiatives. Dedicated call center is what I've done. Down payment assistance for first-time home buyers, home repairs, senior accessibility program, veterans department, young entrepreneurs program. I chair task forces, skilled trades, minority business task forces. I created an apprenticeship program. I passed an ordinance, tenants' rights, a compliance ordinance. Put $5 million in the budget for the homelessness. Created a workforce housing development plan. Gun-free zones.
This time.
Oh.
He's done quite a bit. All right, the next person is Mr. Adams.
Good evening,
45
everyone.
seconds.
My experience with working in the community, I've served on Neighborhood Advisory Council for the Herman Kiefer Development in the Virginia Park neighborhood. In addition to that, I also work behind the scenes to formulate the Community Land Trust that we now see working with the Henry Ford development. So I've worked and advocated for my community with City Council and the current mayor to get access to the housing that was tied into the Herman Kiefer project. So I advocated for my community in the mayor's, meeting with the mayor and City Council so that we can have access to those houses and access to the land so that we can develop our own land and have access so that our community will not be left out. So that's my experience that I bring to the City Council and government.
All right.
Once again, my name is Renee Miller, and as far as my experience with city government, I am the past president of Indian Village, the first African-American woman to hold that position. I am an advocate at the City Hall for zoning. I'm at zoning meetings, I'm at city planning meetings, I'm in planning and development meetings, anything that has to do with Detroit and its land use. I am therefore an advocate for single-family dwelling. As a UAW retiree, I was the CAP chairman of my local, which raises money for people in working families like us, middle class. I was the first woman to be on the screening committee. I endorsed Brenda Lawrence, and people of that nature that support working families in legislature. I've lobbied on Capitol Hill. I've stumped the ground in Washington, D.C.
And that
Capitol
is
Hill
time.
because I support working families.
Thank you. I'm a servant. I'm not a politician. You'll never hear me say that. I got my start working in city government, putting yard signs in people's lawns in 1989 from Honorable Mayor Coleman A. Young. I was the past president of the Phoenix, which is the black firefighters, which started in 1967. We rose from the ashes. I've worked with every mayor since Dennis Archer, making this city safe. I implemented a program called DSAP, the Detroit Smoke Alarm Program, to make sure every citizen in the city of Detroit got free smoke alarms and free carbon monoxide detectors. I've been at just about every senior home from Alta Road to Telegraph, from the river to 8 Mile, to make sure all our seniors are safe. I've been in the school system as a substitute teacher and as a lieutenant with the City of Detroit Fire Department. That's my governmental experience. It's about helping the citizens and putting the citizens first.
Again, Whitney Clark, District 5. Now, this is my first time running for public office, but I've done things adjacent to political work. I've definitely worked as a child advocate, working for the Children's Defense Fund from 2009 to 2014, which is the Child Advocacy Policy Institute. And so what we're doing throughout the summer months is reading with children who are at risk of falling behind on their reading levels. And while they are in school, we are legislating and collecting data and research to ensure that we have higher quality in our schools. Now, also the political work that I've done adjacent to political work, I should say, is advocating for my father and my mother. My father was born in 1942, my mother was born in 1953. I know what it's like when people get old, but more importantly, I know how people get treated when they get old. And so that is the work that I'm going to be focused on when I come into City Council District 5.
So to answer the question, what experience do I have with City Council? I was the liaison between my neighbors and the city government with a lot of the council members. Whenever my neighbors had an issue, they came to me I'm supposed to bring them back a solution. So I worked with my city council president, Mary Sheffield, and I learned what her position was. I learned what the position of a city council person was because I wanted to bring my neighbors back a solution. Not only did I learn what the city council person's job was, but I also learned departments of the mayor's department.
It's time.
I have worked for 4 administrations, not just the youngest appointee of Coleman Young for Veterans Affairs and non-veteran women. I worked for Manuel Jackson, I worked for Harold Washington in Chicago, I worked for Tom Bradley in LA, I worked for Jesse Jackson. In the city of Detroit, I've done, you name it, I've done it, whether it's giving food during COVID, whether it's doing clothes for people who don't have it. We do mentoring towards little kids, trying to making sure that they have a advocacy, going to the city council, going to the mayor. I'm that loud mouth that folk don't like to hear, but they're glad to hear it when it's for them. Somebody talk to me. And anything to support black people.
Thank you for that question. Experience counts, and so should your vote. I was a head legal investigator for the City of Detroit Law Department. I worked for the City of Detroit Elections Department for 6 years. I was employed by Detroit City Council for 2 years. I was employed for 4 years by Wayne County Commission. Experience counts. All of my background, I've been preparing for this day for years, is in legislative experience, whether it's my education, experience, or community involvement. I've worked in the city, I am the city, and I love the city. Thank you.
For 12 years, under Detroit Board of Police Commissioners, I fought for safe streets. I fought for officers' pay raise. We were able to get that done during my tenure as a police commissioner. I I fought for officers to have body-worn cameras. In 2016, we started off as a pilot. In 2017, the department wrapped that around the whole entire city. Also fought for our officers to have tasers because I saw cities like Southfield, cities like Warren have officers who were having tasers, but our officers didn't have them. So I've been a strong advocate for that. I've been a strong advocate for mental health. I started a mental health task force partnered with Wayne State University with Dr. Aaron Carr Barton out of the School of Social Work. Right now, we are still having conversations and we're still working in this district to make it better.
We'll keep it on you, Mr. Burton. So, another question from the audience. What is your plan to draw new families, into the district and convince people that our neighborhoods in District 5 are safe and that they should live there?
Good question. So when we talk about affordable homes, what's affordable homes to seniors? We have to have that conversation. What's affordable to working families, as well as a family of a single mother who's raising a family of 2 or 3. So I'd like to have more of those conversations as I go around the district. But I am very happy and that Councilmember Mary Waters at large have helped brought over $200 million to help families right here in their homes. And when you elect me to be your next council member of D5, not only will you send me there, but I'm going to back up Councilmember Mary Waters and make sure that she has the support that she needs right there at that table. You only have a couple of council members right now that really fighting for the people. The rest of them are rubber stamps. So you need to send a fighter, send a pit bull to go to city council to get the job done.
All right, we're going to go to Mr. Rashard.
My goal is to keep citizens in the city of Detroit here. Also to attract new citizens. How are you going to do that? By strong neighborhoods. Neighborhoods are very, very important. I don't want to get rid of the land bank. Everybody wants to get rid of the land bank. I want to keep the land bank, but make it stronger. I want to make new home buyers. I want to give them a stipend, a $15,000 grant to upgrade that house. I don't want them to pay taxes for 5 years to upgrade that house. I want City of Detroit inspectors to leave them alone while they upgrade the homes. Homes are very important. Remember, our parents, they wanted to work for 30 years, burn their mortgage, and leave the homes to us. Detroit has a lot of blight. I want to build up our neighborhoods by having affordable housing, and I want to attract new people to our city.
That is time. Thank you. Oh, no, I got to give it to him. We're on our schedule. I'm sorry.
Don't take up my time. Can you read that? They answered 2 different totally questions. Can you rephrase the question?
Yes, how do you plan to attract more people to District 5 and convince people that it's safe to live? This area is safe to live?
Well, I'm running at large, so I'm attracting people to the whole Detroit. When I look at the guys that bought Herman Keeper, people that bought downtown, and they're able to go to 2029, and while he's saying, I respect and love Mary, but while we're singing the praise for folk bringing in money, it's going to white folk. How many of y'all black? We got black problems. We got black property. And I'm tired of folk in Santiago talking, well, I'm for all the people. I am too, but I'm for my black kids first. It wasn't no, we can't solve this housing problem if we keep giving the money to white folk. If we give the money, we release our taxes and give us a tax break. I know it's some political stuff that's got to happen, but I watched it happen with Karen Bass, working with her out in California last year.
That is time.
So let's be fair. Let's make something about people of Detroit. When will Detroit be about Detroiters?
Thank you.
I think the education system in Detroit has a lot to do with keeping families here as well as attracting families. I've heard with canvassing, I've heard a lot of families say, well, we just don't want to have our kids in the schools. So they go to other cities. That's a big factor. So bringing in programs that are tailored to the issues that Detroit kids face and tailored to the demographic after school programs, and that's working with the private sector, as well as targeting jobs to headquarter, industries to headquarter in Detroit that pay in the $150,000 to $200,000 range. We right now only have one industry we're falling back on. That's the auto industry. My plan is to go out and target several industries to say, hey, you need to come here. These stereotypes that you believed in is 100% false. And if they don't believe that, then that light is going to reflect on what they really believe about us.
Whitney Clark, District 5 again, and I just wanted to, you guys heard it, but I have to point it out, the fact that the first time our gentleman had an opportunity to speak about his ideas, he jumped right behind Miss Waters. And we all like Miss Waters, she's done great. I had a piece of pizza the other day as well at your party, but I've got my own ideas and my own vision, and that vision is deregulating our housing market, strategically removing the amount of corporate ownership in single family. These people know what the issues are. We all know what the issues are. How? H-O-W. You're going to remove companies like Realty. We saw them on the news the other day. We're going to strategically use the regulatory system that we do have in order to remove corporate ownership of single family homes. But we've also got to reach outside of our job description and fight for better schools. You're not going to bring back a neighborhood without a good school. It's not going to happen. So we've got to use this office, even though it's not our job, we've got to use this position and our voice to massage the psyche of our public that we need better schools. Thank you.
First of all, I'm the only candidate with 28 years of safety experience. And safety is not a privilege, it's a right. And I'd be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to Captain Messinio and the MPOs and number 7 over there for just keeping us straight. I see you over there, MPO Jackson and Striblings and everybody. I appreciate you all. But first of all, I don't care if you're a billionaire. I don't care if you're struggling robbing Peter to pay Paul. You want to be safe. You can't recruit anybody from anywhere if it's not safe. Number 2, you got to sit down and talk to people, not stand up and talk down to them. Go around, let's travel, let's meet people, let's see what people want. What do our young folks want? What do our young married couples want? Well, like Ms. Jackson just said, they want good schools. So a good school system, a solid infrastructure, and a safe community is going to bring more people here. And I'm all for it. Chief Harris, Detroit Fire City Council at large, James Harris. Thank you.
My name is Renee Miller again. I am a bit impartial with the question. The question was, what are we going to do to bring people to District 5? We don't have to do anything to bring them here. They're already here and they're coming by the droves. Look around and see in District 5, there's more home ownership coming in, there is more construction, there's more development, and there's more of everything over here in District 5. So we don't have to bring them here because they're already coming as land is set aside that we cannot buy from Land Bank for certain groups of people in development. You can't buy your own lot next door because it's preserved for someone else. So let's be honest, we do not have to do anything but protect ourselves, keep our taxes where we can afford them, and get some schools involved because they're here, but once their kids turn 5, the first thing they do is move out of Detroit because they do not want to go to the Detroit public schools. So they're here for 5 years at least. And they're also bringing in charter schools, so therefore their kids can go to the charter schools because in my neighborhood, we have the founders, the principals, and everybody coming in and they have their own school. It's called charter, so we're going to subtract from the Detroit public school system. So we don't have to do anything, it's already happening.
George Adams, I will focus and partner with the Board of Education to see if we can improve our education. In addition to that, we need to focus on public transportation. We need to be able to move people around. People are ready to come to Detroit, but they're not willing to have access to automobiles and auto insurance and all of that responsibility. So I think that we need to focus on how do we move people around our city safely and timely and in a clean unit. So low-hanging fruit. Let's clean our buses. Let's make sure they're clean. Let's get some funding so we get more buses on the streets so that we can increase their timeliness. And so if we can't move people around, people are not going to move from major cities to come here and have to buy a car and have expenses associated with that maintenance, insurance, and car notes that we're paying. It's ridiculous.
All right, Ms. Waters.
All right, so job safety, education, income-based housing, and You know, the first thing that we need to do as a community is to tell the state senate to pass the Public Safety Trust Fund. We want to be able to put police officers in our communities, foot patrols. A safe community is a vibrant community. And if people can feel safe, they'll move back. Now I'm gonna tell you, there are a lot of people that have left, a lot of them because of low income, and they're saying to them, well, you can't use your voucher here in the city of Detroit, you gotta go to Macomb County or Oakland County. Those are the kinds of things that are happening right here. I am one of those people, let me just tell you, I want the land bank gone. And I can tell you 1,000 reasons why they should be gone. They've hurt so many Detroiters. We are not able to take advantage of those homes. Listen, we don't even own this land. They gave it to the land bank.
That is time.
What did you say?
Speaking of land banks, we have a couple of questions about that as well. We have about 3 questions about the land bank. It says, what are plans for the land bank so that there's equitable building? Someone else brought up the issue that fixing up these homes that are on the land bank can be tricky. What are you guys' specific plans when it comes to that? 45 seconds.
Well, what I am trying to do is identify dollars. I want dollars, and I stripped the land bank of the rest of the city subsidies this last time, this budget cycle. I want to take monies and help to repair those homes. We have 700 people that are in occupied homes right now. If we turn it over to the land bank, a lot of those people are going to be what? Displaced. Once again, they tried to come to city council with 42 homes in a bundle. My staff and staff went out and decided they would go and walk the neighborhoods to see if in fact some of those homes were occupied. They were occupied, people were literally crying, saying, you're trying to tell me you're going to displace me and my family. I mean, this is serious. This is very, very serious. And for people who want to kiss the land banks behind, you need to understand what they're doing to our community.
So I don't care for the land bank. Again, I had to deal with the land bank as it relates to the Herman Kiefer development because of all the land that they had tied up in our neighborhood. So I have an issue with the land bank. A quick solution, if it's not abolished, is to have council have access to board appointees, and all the board appointees be from Detroit. And so that gives us a little bit more control if we cannot abolish it immediately. But I am for taking the land bank down. I'm also for restructuring the land bank as well, because the land bank is not serving us well.
Thank you, Member Waters, for breaking down the land bank for us. As a new person, I'm not going to say I know everything because I do not. I can't tell you exactly what I'm going to do because I haven't gotten there yet, but I do have some ideas. I will say the land bank need to have Detroiters on the land bank. Too many outsiders are on the land bank, and the land is given to their friends and their families. It's not fair, it's not right, and they do not have Detroit's best interests at heart. It's time to do revamp. If not, I have always been for restructuring it, but I need to talk to you when it's over. And I'll just be honest with you. Thank you.
45 seconds.
Thank you. I think any problem can be solved with the right group of people. I hear a lot of people saying, I, me. When I get elected, it's team. It's 8 other colleagues. We're going to work together. So as far as abolishment, I think it can be restructured. No person should be able to get a house for $1,000 and you tell them they only got 6 months to a year to put another 60 grand into it. I don't know about you, but I don't have a random 60 grand just sitting around, laying around. It should be some kind of leniency, some kind of structure in place where you let a Detroiter give them more time to fix up these beautiful homes we have in the city so they can have home ownership. It's nothing stronger than owning your own land and owning your own home and putting your blood, sweat, and tears and equity back into that home. So I think the land bank should be restructured. Thank you.
All right. Whitney Clark, District 5. So again, we need leaders who are willing to draw a line in the sand and make a bold bet on you. This is simple. Can we manage our homes or not? It's that simple. And the idea that you're running for this office and we're less than 60 days and you don't know about the biggest issue in the city, you need to sit down somewhere. That's what you need to do. We already know what Bernie's going to do. He's going to do whatever Ms. Waters does. This is what we need to do. We need to sue the land bank for what they've done for the last 3 years. We can't go back any further than that, but they have been acting outside of their MOU for the last 3 years. For the last 3 years, we're going to sue them on day one. We're going to write their last MOU because I am someone who believes we can go further than Ms. Waters can. They are done in this city.
Well, what I'm gonna say is probably gonna have a lot of people thinking, if you hate the land bank, then you hate the city. They are two of the same. The planning and development department, the mayor's department has a big say-so in what the land bank does. So I wouldn't move in haste until I know what the next mayor's is about. Because if we abolish the land bank and all of that land goes into the mayor's hand, is that gonna cause an even bigger monopoly? So I'd like to know, I wouldn't move in haste. What I would do is, I would sit them down, they already have their funding cut. Okay, so right now, your funding is cut. We need to have a sit down with all of the issues that Detroiters face with the land bank, and that needs to be addressed, and then move.
I need us to man up. If you have any lots around your house, if you have any vacancies around your house, like Mr. Adams said, we've been fighting to get those for our individual people from Detroit. We cannot get it. They give you 6 months, then they give you a year. It's a lie. Stop being hogwashed. Stop being hoodwinked. I don't care who becomes the next mayor. We can fire them. We can't fire the land bank. So if we scared of the next mayor, I mean, look who we got running for mayor. Come on. Let's be serious. We really need to get a whole new slate. Anybody that's been there 12 years, keep them out, I've been there 12 years, I've been there 8 years, they don't need to be there because they're part of the problem, not part of the solution.
All right.
The land bank, that is a very big problem in Detroit. If you live next door to vacant land, you should be able to buy it. If there's a house that needs to be refurbished, you should be able to buy it. I have a neighbor 3 doors down who works for the land bank, and he tells me everything that's going on. I know the secretary there. I am a public servant, a bureaucrat, so I know what to do, how to cut red tape. The land bank needs to work for the city of Detroit. If you have a vested interest, you should not be with the land bank. You should not be able to sell property to your cousin, your niece, your best friend. It is open to every taxpayer in the city of Detroit.
That is time.
Thank you.
D5, you know, I've been on the battlefield, I've been tested, I fought for you, went to jail for the people, but not one damn person on this stage right here have fought for you and went to jail for the people. I'm going to continue to fight for you when we get on the city council in January 1, and I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. We're going to abolish the damn land bank. And anybody got a problem with Councilmember Mary Waters at large, you can see me at the fist.
All right. Our next question is, what can we do to provide more resources to nonprofits and neighborhood volunteerism? Let's start with you, Mr. Burton. You want me to repeat the question? The question is, what can we do to send more vital resources to nonprofits, youth organizations, grassroots organizations, and volunteerism?
Right now, you know, several years ago, I started a Fight Crime Grow job initiative working with small businesses. We held a lot of meetings at the Doubletree Hotel. We worked with small businesses as well as nonprofits. We brought in SBA, we brought in sport, we brought in Detroit economic growth. And that seems to be working, and we still will continue those efforts, and we're going to be able to span and capitalize more on those when we get there on City Council come January 1.
Okay.
There are more than 30 community groups in District 5. I want to work with them, sit down, talk to each and every one of the presidents, have meetings with them. What is the main issues? I know what they are, but I want you to help me fight for what they are. What we need to do is work together, not apart. We need a city council that will work together with the city and the citizens. The citizens, you have a big voice in the say-so of what goes on with the city. So therefore, you need to tell your elected officials how you feel, if you're for them or you're against them.
Time. By the way, it's 40 seconds. 40 seconds.
Don't be cutting it when you get to me. Listen, y'all. Do y'all know how many houses were built in the city of Detroit, single phone houses, in the last year? 4 years? 7. 7. All these people talking about housing. We talking about rich white folk who came in here and got government money and built some houses. It's been 3 black developers and one of those was mixed. I want to work with nonprofits to make sure there's training programs to build houses, get these kids off their guns, put a hammer in their hand, a saw in their hand, an electric saw in their hand. People like Miss Richardson, where we took water to their building because the city ain't saying nothing about these seniors not having clean water. And ain't none of these folk up here. Wait a minute, listen to me.
That is time.
Realize the value of everyday people will have trouble if they don't have solutions.
Okay.
I'm boots on the ground right now. My background is black clubs and neighborhood associations. I've created coalitions. I organized across 20 blocks in regards to development that was happening in the neighborhood. I want to be a partner with the community. There is absolutely no reason to run for council if I'm not talking to the community. There is no way that I'm going to go and talk about any solutions if I haven't consulted with the people that the issue is affecting. It's absolutely no point. So I'd love to sit down. And on top of that, the community is very intelligent. I take advice. I take advice from elders.
Time.
Okay, well.
Yeah, thank you. Would you repeat the question one more time, please?
Sure. So the question was, what can we do to send more resources to nonprofits, youth organizations, grassroots organizations, and volunteerism?
Yeah. Whitney Clark, District 5 write-in candidate. When we're talking about resources and grants, you gotta understand what that means. When they're talking about grants and resources and all these other things, they're talking about more money coming from the taxpayers, essentially. It may not come directly from your hands, but when we're talking about these programs that we want to do to bolster up these community organizations, which in theory is a good thing, but it still comes out of your pocket. So what you have to do is you have to deregulate the city in a way that attracts new people. The work that needs to be done in our future is not going to be done by the people that we currently have here. We've got to work strategically to attract the right type of people to go around our seniors so that our seniors are protected. So the specific answer to ensuring that our nonprofits have more resources is simply a matter of increasing our tax base. That's how we have more resources for them, is by increasing our tax base. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. I'm going to keep focusing on relationships. These big corporations that come in our city, these billionaire corporations, they need to kick in. They need to kick in our nonprofits who have been here, that have been boots on the ground in all our neighborhoods, in every district from 1 through 7. Like, for example, we got Keisha Cole downtown tonight at Little Caesars. These big promoters and these stadiums, they need to kick in. That's where that funding should come from. And it comes from relationships, us building relationships with these big corporations, even before they decide to move here and move downtown Detroit, move to Midtown and Corktown. They need to kick in. They're billionaires, they need to kick into our nonprofits who are helping our citizens every day.
Thank you. I would say also, I'm for development and bringing in resources in, but you have to expound on the developers. You have to have contracts in place, signed, sealed, and delivered. It has to be in writing, because our city has the worst oversight of anything, even when it comes to daycare, to dogs, the chickens, and the cats they're bringing in here to have it. There's no oversight in none of these things. So you have to have the agreement in place that says we're going to have X amount of jobs, X amount of dollars, and X amount of neighborhoods. They are failing in those agreements. We just had the Belle Isle fountain was broken. It's coming out of the resources of the taxpayer taxpayers when they could have asked Roger Penske, who's driven around it 100,000 times and probably broke the siren barrier, and he should have funded that thing to be fixed. And besides, the law is state funded, so why are we even entertaining that when there's also an authority?
That
It's like
is
the
time.
water and Coble Hall and everything else has been given away.
Any question one more time, please?
Sure. What resources will you provide or try to get resources for nonprofits, youth organizations, volunteerism, grassroots organizations, etc.?
So I am the founder of a nonprofit organization. We're 11 years old as of July the 4th, 360 Detroit, working in the Virginia Park neighborhood. And I think that one way we can do it is through community benefits agreements to get more funding into the community. And so one of those community benefits agreements was with the Henry Ford Development. It was access to about $2 million for the Community Land Trust. And so that is something that we can do. In addition to that, Pistons also gave about $200,000 towards community work and community housing. And so I think that we need to create community benefits agreements with developments that's taking place, which a lot of developments taking place in District 5, so that we can get access to some of the dollars that are part of those deals and use them for community organizations.
All right, so let me just count the ways that I work with community organizations. Community development block grants. I encourage people to come in and apply for those grants. We help them who want to become vendors, who are minority businesses. We work with them. When an organization, Detroit Justice Center, wanted to do community land trust, I took them to the table to meet with the mayor to make sure that they got the land that they needed in order to do those things. I'm a breast cancer survivor, and so I work with those organizations to help educate our community as well. I'm doing all of those things. And what people want to do, listen folks, take back some of your tax dollars, become a registered vendor with the city so you can earn some of your money. We educate people to do that. I also started a young entrepreneurs program called Next Up 313.
All right. All right, the next question is, as a candidate, what is your specific vision for the I-375 project? How do you plan to bring that into fruition? Mary Waters.
All right. I just happen to live right there in the area. I do. And I'm going to tell you, I want Detroiters to know, when that comes across the table for city council, you can count on me to stand strong. And even the governor has said she wanted to appoint somebody from the city. I'm still waiting. She had me to complete the application and all this stuff. we need to know what they are doing with I-375. And right now, MDOT still has control. They haven't relinquished any control. So it has not got to city council. But when it does, it's gonna be all about minorities, black folks, okay? For me, I'm gonna stand strong on that one.
All right, that's time.
I would advocate for a large percentage of that land to be transferred into a community land trust so that we can access that property perpetuity. And so it can be developed on with housing, businesses. However, if it's sold to an individual and then 2 generations down the line they decide to sell it to someone else, it still does not stay within our community. And so community land trust affords us the opportunity to make sure that it stays within our community and offers us the opportunity to have affordable housing and affordable businesses perpetuity.
I'm gonna stand up for this one. I am utterly disgusted about the I-375. I attend those meetings regularly, and there's about 15 to 20 blacks there in their organization, and they're the signing off black folks. I wouldn't use the N-word, but that's what they are. So to say that this is black people are taking accountability for it is a joke. It's not for us. All they're talking about, and I watched the charts, I walked the area, and all they have us standing for is a brick, a wall, a mural. That's not what I'm there for. I want to see how many businesses are coming to black people. How many other hotels we ran by black people? How many of the actual businesses that was lost or the people that had legacy in that area will actually take part in the funding and make money on their project? There is none. They're lying. It's a joke. And the black people should be ashamed of themselves for attending those meetings and signing off saying black people was here. Yet you're here and you're not doing nothing. So I encourage all of you to come, show up, and make sure we get what we want, what we need, because that was our land in the first place.
research on this project, and I do know one thing for certain. There's no more Hastings Street. There's no more Leland Street. There's no more Black Bottom. They took that away from us. We had hotels, we had restaurants, we had cleaners, we had everything you could name in our community owned, and it was snatched away from us without no warning, no reparations, no anything. So I think the next project, the Detroiters should benefit from it. Not the billionaires, not the multimillionaires, the common working citizen, the blue-collar Detroiter that rolls their sleeves up and go to work every day to make this a better city. That's how I feel about that, and I'm gonna work hard for it.
Very good. So little transparency. I wrote that question because I don't feel like the candidates are bringing that up. No, it's fine. It's fine. Listen, I wrote the question because that's my point. The biggest issues in our city aren't being discussed. It's the biggest development in the city. And we're talking about bringing, what are you talking about? Listen, let me tell you, and when the young lady says she goes to meetings, the people that actually attend the meetings looked at each other and said, who is she? She's never been to them. Let me tell you what's going to happen. This is our land. That's what we're going to do about 375. They're not going to take our land. This is our land. And we need leaders who are going to draw a line in the sand. They've been saying in these meetings that they can't bring back Black Bottom, but I believe that we can do whatever we want. And so the argument is that we will have that land when the project is done. Thank you.
Yes, we all know the atrocity that it was for Act 375 to destroy Black Bottom. And yes, that should be rebuilt as a Black business district, no matter what the case is. And there is no way around it in the families that were affected. Just imagine looking from the sidelines while this becomes rebuilt when you still remember what happened. They need to have some kind of stake into anything that is built there. Now, I brought up the fact that we all remember when Africatown was going to be built. And the city council received so much backlash. It was all kinds of everything that went on that ultimately ceased that project. I would not be afraid to bring that project forward with Dr. Claude Anderson, and we'll go from there.
I ain't gonna get tired of saying it. And I don't care if you get tired of hearing it. It's about Black. C.L. Franklin, Aretha Franklin, New Bethel, 2 Corinthians. It's about the Black church community that was interrupted the most. The Black businesses are centered around New Bethel Baptist Church, if you don't remember. And I'm gonna say to you again, until the council gets some balls, until we get some guts, we are giving our police an unnecessary job. Because if we treat each other like we are people of color and fight for us instead of them, the police would have a less job. When you disrespect the mama, the auntie, the uncle, and the aunt, and the father, you disrespect the conversation with the children. And they come out in anger.
In the words of the great Denzel Washington, explain this to me as if I'm a 4-year-old. You get rid of Black Bottom, Paradise Valley, and you build 375. Now you want to tear it down. A lot of us who work for the county, who park in Greektown, we can't go up and down Monroe Street. The only way we can get to work to park in the Greektown garage is to do 375. Now, that's 7 blocks from here. I've got to get on the freeway, 375, just to get to work. If you close 375, how are county employees that live in this area going to get to work? So you first tell people, we're going to build 375, we're going to close all these neighborhoods, all the homes, and build this freeway. Now you want to tear it down and do whatever you want to do with it. Make up your friggin' mind.
That is time.
Thank you.
right, Mr. Burton.
So D5. In D5, we stand strong and we stand firm. We're gonna be a strong voice on that city council about the I-375 project. Another thing is I want to share with you is that I really call for a ballot initiative regarding all of this. But we're going to be strong and we're going to do what's right and we're going to get the job done for the people. And the thing about it is we need to have more robust conversations across the city, across the district about the I-375 project. Sometimes when these meetings occur, everyone can't attend during those time slots. We're going to do a much better job of that. And I do attend those meetings.
All right. You can keep it, right? You can keep it. Yes. Okay. All right. 2 more questions. So, this one is about jobs. Says every candidate says they will bring jobs, but no one says what type of jobs, and it seems like the jobs are all construction type. With the car market in limbo, what type of jobs are you looking to bring to the city?
You know, that's a good question. You know, right now, when I look at how our economy is growing, and I'm looking at new opportunity and new development and new skilled trades and things of that nature, I think of I'm thinking about by year 2035, they're talking about having more electric vehicles on the streets. And so I see where a young man, African-American man, is doing something, helping kids and young people become certified in servicing electric vehicles. And his name is Ray Smith. He started the EV mobility. You probably see the building on Jefferson. So I'm really big on skilled trades. I'm really big on...
That is time. Sorry.
I can't champion every cause, but we are going to champion the fight on January 1 when we take the seat.
All right. Mr. Richard, jobs.
Job, justice, and peace. That's been John Conyers' motto for years. Years. My goal is education, jobs, and affordable housing. Jobs. I'm tired of our young people graduating from college and leaving the state because they can't find a job. We need to make Detroit more attractive to everybody. There's no more big three. Now it's healthcare. The hospitals are the main thing now. We need manufacturing jobs. Who's going to supply the cars? Who is going to educate our people? We've got Wayne State, we got UND, we got all these colleges. We need to train our people and educate our people because we're attracting all of these companies, but we've got to have technical education for them.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna stand up on my sole leg on this one. Listen, y'all, we can play all these games if we want to. We really can. The reality is we need training. I need to be able, from the city council, from the Congress, and even the White House, to rally training programs for the mothers and the children. If you talk to either one of those cops, their biggest issue is not always the kids. It's the ignorant parents that come behind the kids. I went to help with a program the other day, and I asked a young boy, what do you want to be? I want to be a football player. I'm going to say this, I'm going to be through.
All right.
And he said, I don't have to go to college to be a football player. They put him right from JV, whatever, some crazy stuff. I said, brother, you still got to have the sense to manage the money you're going to make to be a football player. And his mother wanted to argue with me.
That is time.
We got to train mama, daddy, and the kids. And then we worry about the jobs.
That is time.
So the jobs that I mentioned earlier that pay in the $150,000 to $200,000 range in salary are mainly tech jobs. We have a history of labor shortages, and I believe it's because the youth their mind is consumed in tech. So if we bring some of those tech industries to be headquartered here, then that's gonna be able to offset the job issue. And I also mentioned the education programs, the after-school programs. All of those programs are geared toward training. And the city, who's giving all these contracts out to other businesses in other cities, those contracts, if there needs to be a communication between the government and the school system.
That is time.
Great question. Whitney Clark, District 5, write-in candidate. It's so fascinating to see that some of the candidates, particularly in District 5, they're very good at fighting, but they're not good at creating growth. And that's a very, very important thing to make note of, because in order for us to move the needle on these issues, we've got to increase the tax base. And so how do you bring jobs? What type of jobs? I've been talking to the missing demographic that's not in the room, and we have an opportunity to bring major film and television market here to Detroit. We have a major opportunity to engage a demographic by bringing film and television here. It also gives us an opportunity to reshape the images that we have of ourselves, but then we also got to bring trades back to our schools so that we can qualify for the contracts that are here. So that's what our plan is.
Construction jobs are great. And we're going to keep, I'm guaranteed, I'm willing to bet just about everybody in this room is here because of the auto industry in some form or fashion. Our family migrated from Mississippi, Alabama to get a job at Ford or the motor company. That's why we're here. We got to change our mindset. Healthcare, you got environmental jobs, you got public safety, cybersecurity. That's the future. Clean energy. Michigan is the #1 state in the United States with clean energy. Environmental jobs, that's our future. Just like somebody spoke earlier about EVs, electric vehicles, that's our future. We got to change our mindset.
Renee Miller, candidate for District 5. I'm a mentor for Osborne High School students, where I attended there for a year. I mentor after-school program, and we teach young people how to own their own business in lawn care. And we actually do lawns for seniors, disabled, and veterans for free, and they work all summer, and they mow lawns, and we help them get their own equipment. I'm also part of the Department of Natural Resources, and we take them out into the field, and they offer them jobs, 18 and over, to be park rangers, to be park police, and things like that for people who do not want to go to college. So I'm constantly helping young people get into other jobs. As an automotive retiree, we know the chip industry is one of the biggest things. I've talked to the guy that owns Ficus Electronics. He's looking for land right now. He's already shown a proposal for city council, and he wants land to give people training to create chips.
That is time.
And George Adams again, I've created over 100 jobs. And in my neighborhood, the gentlemen walk around and say, Mr. G, I want to work. I want to work right now. And so what I've done is, I've been an entrepreneur a full-time entrepreneur since 1998. And in that space,